Welcome to the show, The Antithesis, aka Education Made Visible. Come with me. Shh, class is in session.
So, do you guys know about The Onion, or you read The Onion?
Yeah.
Okay, so The Onion is a satirical, Pastor Rudy's laughing. The Onion is a satirical website that makes fun of nonsensical things. So this latest story is about a teacher who believes in her students.
A teacher who believes in her students?
I mean, fancy that, right? Bishop Kelly High School English teacher Christine Niles believes in her students' ability to grow intellectually and achieve success, the naive 24-year-old told reporters on Monday. Teenagers need to be engaged as equals, not talked down to. Ms. Niles said, scrubbing the words, Ms. Niles is a dog, from the surface of her desk. A heavy-handed approach takes the joy out of learning. Some teachers give out detention, but I praise my students for the time that they don't skip class rather than dwell on the days that they do. She's crazy. A recent graduate of the George Washington University Education Program, Niles came to Bangor last August with the childlike belief that she could somehow inspire a passion for literature in her most uninterested students who see her as a pushover. The standard curriculum, Melville, Hemingway, Steinbeck, focuses so heavily on the works of dead white men, she said. Who can relate to that? The tides of multiculturalism have reached every corner of America. Get real. These kids know Tupac, not Tennyson. I don't even know who Tennyson is. I need to speak their language to get them interested in learning.
So the story is calling this woman naive. I can relate to that because when I was 26 in the classroom, I can laugh about it now. Now I know it's fun, but I did believe in the kids.
You don't now?
Right.
In a naive way.
They think she's naive.
Right.
That she believes in them.
But have we become so disinterested or disengaged or disingenuous? I don't know.
It's not the belief part. It's the process of how does she engage them. It's the like not realizing how complex it really is. What it really takes. But she's coming from the heart, and that's foundational.
So Pastor Rudy, who's a guest host with us today, you have a daughter who just started teaching.
Really?
8th grade social studies.
God bless her.
23.
Crazy.
How old is she?
School.
24?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Do you think she's naive?
I would like to think she's more like Miss Niles. Because I think what the world needs is more than Miss Niles.
Yeah. Right.
It's with students disengaging and turning off, tuning out with education. It's going to take a lot more Miss Niles to reconnect this thing.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about this story, because it's in The Onion, which is satire, the satirical part of it is that they're calling her naive to believe in her students.
Right.
And children will tell you those are the teachers that they do remember.
Exactly.
That's
the ones I remember.
Yeah.
But why was
All
she
my satirical teachers.
But did you write anything about your teachers being a dog on the desk? Did y'all catch that?
Probably.
She's scrubbing. Miss Niles is a dog from the desk.
Yeah.
Donna was like Miss Niles when she taught.
It's a part of life, too.
Right.
You challenge authority, and ultimately you become authority, and you get challenged. It's like pledging, hazing. I mean, it's a process.
So Donna, could you tell us a little bit more about our guest host today?
Yeah, so joining us today as a guest host is Pastor Rudy Rasmus, pastor of St. John's downtown in Houston, Texas, author, global humanitarian, and love revolutionary.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
What is that?
First of all, I believe what's missing in the world is love. And what really happened, the Arab Spring, the changes that took place in the Middle East over just, it was rapid. I watched it happen, and I watched young people literally take back their world, or take their world from the hands of bureaucrats and dictators. And I began to think, what would happen if we took the world back for love?
Take back the world. Take back the world.
That's powerful.
And what would happen if the people who are really missing it most, because previous generations somehow got more focused on stuff than they did people.
Right.
And we ended up kind of missing the whole mark, and the mark is love. So I'm believing that there are some young people out there. That's who's really responding to. I'm believing that there's some young people out there who will say, you know what? I think love is worth fighting for. As a matter of fact, I heard a guy last Friday in Dallas say it in an amazing way. He said, "What would happen if we began to love one person like we wish we could love everyone?"
Wow.
Now check this out. He said that for about 15 minutes in different ways. What would happen if we loved one person like we wish we could love everyone? And I started to get kind of angry, because I'm thinking, okay, so you're just copping out. You're gonna end up just loving one person, and then there's everyone else who still needs love,
right,
but can't experience it. At the end was the hook. He said, now that you've learned how to love one person like you wish you could love everyone, now love everyone like you love that one. Yeah. And that's it. I'm telling you, that's it. So this love revolution is really about taking the world back for love.
So do you have shirts made? I mean,
I got shirts. Of course I got shirts.
Can you hook me up with a shirt?
You know, 21st,
Yeah, for $10.
the 21st century is about monetizing mission.
And that's the hook.
You can't fund a mission without some money.
Right.
You know? So yeah, we have shirts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
But it's
tell me
good.
also about your passion for fighting on behalf of marginalized people.
You know, I consider myself a marginalized person, and I've always felt marginalized. You know, I often when I'm making my talk around the country, I show a flash a picture of me at 8 years old, and that 8-year-old precocious, kind of, in fact, always different. My mom will tell you, I was always different. I always had questions, and I had to drink from a separate water fountain, marked colored.
Wow.
And as an 8-year-old drinking from that water fountain, I would always ask my mom, so what's different about that other water?
Right.
You know, I'm thinking, I'm like,
Logically.
okay, there's
You can't drink from
two
it.
fountains and one marked white's only one marked colored, and my mom always told me, boy, don't get me in trouble.
Right.
Go drink from that fountain over there. And I'm thinking, but I want that other water. You know,
Right.
there must be something different about it.
Right.
That framed social justice for me.
Oh, wow.
You know, I moved from that place in life forward in life, always thinking, man, something ain't right about that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how our early experiences as children can really shape our ultimate fight.
Yeah.
My ultimate fight is that one, in people's minds and hearts, there's only one fountain. You know, that we can all drink from. And in that process, you know, it started then. It's 47 years later. I'm still fighting.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about a few stories that are in the news
good.
from the perspective of the love revolution.
Nice.
So there are these stories that are happening right now. There's one particular one that really got my attention. A Fox News host says that public schools are the blame for gay marriage.
Where did they get this stuff from?
It sounds like a story in the Onion, actually.
Exactly.
What do you think about that?
Well, besides thinking it's crazy. And so,
Capital K.
often, okay, so I pastor a church, and there are straight people and there are gay people who attend this church I serve, and every now and then a parent, well, not a little less now than before, but every now and then a parent would come to me and said, my child is now believes he or she is gay because we come to your church.
Really?
Oh yes. Now ride with me for a minute. So I'm saying, okay, help me understand. You think that your child is having thoughts of in terms of their sexual orientation based on their 2 hours with me on Sunday. Let's do the math.
That sounds like you from the Onion.
There are 168 hours in a week. Okay, and you're saying 2 of those hours with us, your child is. I say now the math first of all ain't working. The math ain't working. So let's take school. Okay, let's take school. Let's do the math. 8 hours effectively, 24 hours in a day. That still leaves 16. Then that's 5 days a week. Let's knock out weekends.
Right.
And let's talk about the influences in culture and in a child's life.
Right.
Then let's talk about accepting our children
That's right.
for who they are,
That's right.
Yeah.
where they are,
Where they are.
regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, if we start there, then we're going to have far less discussion around, gay marriage, same-sex marriage, the gay issue. It no longer becomes an issue because, okay, let's frame it from a love revolutionary's perspective. If we're going to love others like we would desire to be loved, then what we're going to do is love first, and second, and period. What I tell people all the time is we often, it's how we punctuate love that determines ultimately what the other's experience is
like that.
with love. So if we're going to put love, a comma behind love, we're going to say love, but,
Yeah.
a love if.
Right.
We can semicolon love and put some conditions or a statement behind
Right,
it.
right.
That clarifies and But
Period.
what happens if we say love? Period.
Right.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
No ifs, ands, or buts. All right. And at that moment, what was an issue is no longer an issue.
Okay, so there's
love that.
another story that happened in Indiana where a mom gave her son a stun gun.
Okay. I feel like doing that sometime. Yeah. Okay.
They expelled the kid.
Yeah.
He can't get back
Wild.
into school.
So,
until
but was
January.
the issue about that child being bullied?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Being bullied.
Okay.
That's cool.
They complained to the school
10
Yeah.
times.
10 times.
Yeah.
And
10
he
times.
was surrounded by a gang of boys.
And he shot
Okay.
up into the
threatening
air.
him.
Yeah, went to
And he
school.
was being bullied, I want to add, because of his sexual orientation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. So I'm the kid growing up, okay, with no athletic ability. Okay, I can't play anything. I mean, I can't catch a ball. I mean, it's just not something. I'm not wired for that. There are no athletes in my family. We just don't. We hustle,
And
but
you
we
call
don't.
yourself
We
a
don't.
black man.
We know.
You know how to hustle.
We know how to hustle, but we can't play we can't play ball. That's why we knew we were gonna have to do something else.
Okay.
We were gonna have to think. So I'm growing up this kid that catches a little ridicule every now and then.
Because you don't do sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't do sports.
Okay.
And periodically I got bullied. Now what I'm finding today is this bullying is taking a whole going to a whole nother level.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now this is what I'm discovering though, and I'm gonna give you some wisdom from my auntie May May, who was like one of the smartest women I ever met. She was about 4 foot tall, cross between Mother Teresa and Alcohol, put that together.
My great grandmother was like that.
Love it.
All right, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So here we are. My auntie May May would say, people only do what they know to do.
Right.
Now, where does a child learn bullying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At home,
Right. Right.
So you bring your expression from the house to the playground. You bring your ethos from the house to the playground. What we really got to begin to do is begin to look back at those homes where those kids are coming from.
Right.
And begin to address,
Roots.
why are people so antagonistic these days? And I would say it's probably because of what's missing.
Right.
So in terms of bringing the love revolution to schools,
Yeah.
in terms of bringing it to schools, to education, how do we do that? And tell us that in 1 minute.
When I think about the need for compassion,
Okay.
and the reason,
Compassion in classrooms?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
In curriculum?
compassion in curriculum. So imagine this. What would happen if, as a matter of fact, this is an exercise,
Okay.
but what would happen if every time we looked at a person, all right, we said to ourselves, just like me, this person is attempting to find peace, attempting to be loved, attempting to find joy. I mean, just like me, trying not to be lonely, just, you know, and we go down this list. What would happen if we taught students to begin the process before acting on really the base instinct to overpower, you know, control, overpowering, you know, dominance is a cultural specific these days. We see it everywhere. You know, we see it on the news every day. We see it in television programming. You know, it's everywhere. In essence, if you've got the power, use that power and destroy.
And so, in terms of the love revolution, is using that power to grow.
To grow into love.
And to engender love.
You know, something did happen when meditation left the school.
I totally agree.
You know,
Totally
I mean,
agree.
it did.
Totally agree.
So okay, so we got our religious hang-ups and we're loaded with them. But what would happen if we began to meditate every morning? Okay, you find your God, your area of religious
Spirituality.
specificity. But here's a moment where you can focus and center. You know, your day, your life, and it's been exercised in prison, and it's proving that once people began to focus on an authority beyond themselves, peace invades the environment.
Thank you, Pastor Rudy, for joining us.
Yeah, it's good being here.
Awesome.
You know,
The love revolution.
this was fun.
You're feeling the love. This is your lane.
Thank
You're in
you
your
all
lane.
for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Good night.